Okay, so for this one, we're going to look at statement of account. So in the exam, you might be given a statement of account and be expected to either take some information from it or maybe complete it, okay? So in this one, we're going to be looking at taking information from it. So it's really important when you're doing this that you really read the question. So identify, so we're going to look at the first mark here. So the first mark is identify how much Tyler owed his photography supplier at the end of April. Okay, so I recommend as you're going through these questions, underline the key words. Okay, so how much Tyler owed his photography supplier at the end of April. So we know that when you owe something, that's going to be the balance. Okay, so we can look up here and we can see balance as one of the headers. So we've got the amount, so whatever amount we're looking at, payments that have been made, and the overall balance. So at the end of April, how much did they owe? Well, what we need to do is we need to look for the latest date that we have available in April. And we can see that that's here, 23rd of April 2019. So that's the information that we've been given. So what we need to do now then is have a look for the figure. So we're going to go work our way along this row and we're going to get to here. Okay, £585, which Tyler owed his photography supplier at the end of April. So that is the answer to this question, £585 and 0 pence. Okay, let's move on to the second mark then. So if we go, let's get rid of all of this. So if we go on to the second mark, we need to identify how much Tyler owed his photography supplier at the end of March, and we've got owed again. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to have a look. Now you can see that none of the dates in the date column are for March. Okay, so where do we want to look? Now you can see up here that we actually have March mentioned up here as an opening balance. Okay, so these statements of account will always have an opening balance on them, and you may be asked a question about that. So we can see the account opening balance was £75. So what we're going to do then is we're just going to write £75 in, because that was the amount that Tyler owed his photography supplier at the end of March. Okay, so the final question then is saying identify how much Tyler paid. Okay, so paid is a key word here. Rather than owed, it's paid. So identify how much Tyler paid his photography supplier during the month of April. Okay, so it's not asking you for a specific time in the month, it's asking you for the whole month. So we know again, let's just highlight these dates again, that is the whole of April. And because we're asking for what he's paid, we're going to go to the payments column here. So in the payments column, what we would do is we would add up all the payments that have been made throughout the month of April. And you can see here as well that it mentions that that listing on the statement of account is payment received, whereas you can see that these bits here, camera lens, camera case and tripod, those are things that Tyler has ordered from Franklin's photographic suppliers, and therefore that's things that he needs to pay for. So what we're going to look for here, identify how much Tyler paid his photography supplier during the month of April, and we know that the only payment received was £375. So that is the answer to this question. And we're just going to write in £375. Now, just to highlight this, why I've not put the pound sign on the front, the pound sign has already been given here, so we don't need to write the pound signs in for these questions. And that's statement of account.